Hello everybody, my name is Steph Koza and welcome to the third video in my Marvel Cinematic Universe review series, which is Iron Man 2. If you missed my first two reviews, I did Captain America: The First Avenger and Iron Man 1. I am doing every single movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe up until Infinity War just to kind of prepare for the movie and refresh my mind and refresh your mind and just get really hyped. So, Iron Man 2. And just so you know, this review is going to have spoilers just because I'm assuming that everyone has seen it at this point, and that's just how we're gonna do it. So, Iron Man 2 was directed by Jon Favreau, who also directed Iron Man 1. This is the last one that he directed, did not go on to do Iron Man 3, which we will get to. I really wish that he did, but he didn't, so it's fine. We'll forgive him. So, Iron Man 2 takes place directly after the events of Iron Man 1. Literally, Iron Man 1 ends in a press conference, the same press conference that Iron Man 2 begins in. It's like no time goes by in between each movie. They're basically one big long movie. However, this movie is very different from the first movie. The first movie was very much an origin story, and that was pretty much it. Now the world knows that Tony Stark is Iron Man. He has let the cat out of the bag. He is also trying to deal with the fact that his heart is he's literally dying, like his arc reactor is tearing him apart from the inside out, and he's dealing with that, and he's not telling anyone about it because he's like this lone survivor, I have to do this on my own kind of person, so he's not telling anyone that he's dying, and he's really struggling and trying to figure it out, while also dealing with the fact that everyone knows he's Iron Man, and dealing with the fact that the government is not really on his side, and they want to take his suit from him because it's technically a weapon, and he shouldn't have it. But he's like, I'm Iron Man, fuck you, I'm gonna keep my shit, you can't take this from me, it's my property, man. And not only does he have to deal with that, but he also has to deal with the fact that there is a crazy madman who is out to get him. Vengeful, crazy man with whips, because his name is Whiplash, aka Ivan Vanko, and he has some beef with Tony Stark's dad and his legacy, and he basically feels like Tony Stark got all the good sides of what happened, and he got all the shit sides of what happened, and Tony's dad got all the limelight, and his dad got shit. So basically he decides to come and kill Tony, and he becomes the villain of this film. And he also joins forces with Justin Hammer of Hammer Tech, who becomes kind of the puppet master who controls sort of this villain guy, but he doesn't really do a very good job because he's not a very good villain. But he is played by Sam Rockwell, who I love dearly, and he's great. I love him so much. This is also the first time that we see Black Widow, although she is not called Black Widow. She is called Natalie Rushman. Later on, she'll be changed to Natasha Romanoff, which is her real name, but in this movie, she is undercover, sent by Nick Fury to pretty much keep an eye on Tony, and she and Nick Fury and Coulson are kind of like starting this Avengers Initiative thing. So pretty much this entire movie is just her being a complete and total badass. Like, I think she's more badass in this movie than she is in any other Marvel movie. Like, go watch this movie again. She is crazy on fire. Though I do feel like she gains a little bit more personality later on in the series, although I think it's also kind of purposeful that you don't really get to see a lot about her because she is an assassin and she's an undercover agent, and she's clearly really good at that because she doesn't give away anything about her personality. We also have Don Cheadle playing as Rhodey in this movie instead of what's his name from the first one, which honestly I'm fine with the casting change. I really like him as Rhodey. I think he fits the part a lot better, and I'm totally cool with it, and I like him a lot. We also get a little more deep into Tony and Pepper's love story, which is kind of falling apart at this point. The first movie was like building up to it, and now it's like they're in it and Tony's being an asshole and it's kind of falling apart. And this is the movie where Tony Stark pretty much just like hits rock bottom. Like, he's all alone, he's done this to himself, everything's going to shit, nobody's on his side, and this whole movie is just kind of him trying to get back up on his feet and stop being a stubborn asshole and also not die, because he's dying the entire time. But it's really interesting to watch these two movies back to back, because it's like the first movie is he's just climbing this ladder, doing whatever the fuck he wants, going crazy, rising up to awesomeness and becoming Iron Man, and it's like this epic journey of awesomeness, and then he gets to the top and he just completely falls down to the bottom in the second movie. And he is just a total mess, and it's really fun to watch him try and recover from that, and also really heart-wrenching to watch. I think the first movie is really fun and just kind of like an exciting, like, yeah, superheroes movie, and this movie is much darker, much more intense, a little bit slower, very self-deprecating on Tony's part, and you just kind of feel bad for him. You're like, come on, Tony. What are you doing? Why are you doing this to yourself? Get back up. And this is really just like the lowest of lows that we ever see him in any Marvel movie, which I think is important to see and to know that he has been there. And then he can get back up from it because he's fucking Iron Man. One thing that I do love about this movie is that, not a lot of people know this, but Peter Parker is in this movie. Yep, he is. He's a little kid, he's wearing an Iron Man mask, and there's a scene where they're in the expo and big like Iron Man replica war machines are like attacking everyone that Justin Hammer let loose, and they're just going crazy. And one of them attacks this little kid. It like flies over to him and it's about to attack him, and this little kid has an Iron Man mask on, so he just puts his hand up like he's Iron Man so he can like blast his handgun thing at him, and then the real Iron Man comes next to him, like kind of behind him, and puts his hand up and blasts the dude away and basically saves his life. And Marvel has confirmed that that little kid is Peter Parker. And I think that's awesome. Just a little fun fact. But yeah, I really like this movie. I think it's not as good as the first Iron Man. Definitely better than the third Iron Man, but somewhere in the middle. I think the story is pretty good, but it does get a little bit slow. I like that we're introduced to more characters. I like that we see Black Widow in this movie. I like that we get a little bit more about the Avengers Initiative at the end with Nick Fury. I like that we see Rhodey in the War Machine suit. That was super cool and really fun, especially when him and Iron Man are fighting each other. I love that scene. I think it definitely has a lot of really good moments. I think it drags in some moments. I think the villain was good. Sorry guys, my microphone stopped working halfway through shooting that video. But anyways, I was pretty much at the end. I think I would give this movie a 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed it from beginning to end. It was a little slow. It had some things that I would have changed or done differently. I think I would have improved the villain a little bit more, but overall I like this movie. Let me know what you guys thought of Iron Man 2 in the comments below, and my next movie on this list is The Incredible Hulk, which I have not seen in so long. So I'm excited to see that again and really refresh my memory and see if I even like it. Why are so many noises happening right now? So I'm excited to watch that. So I'm excited to give that another watch and see if I still think of it the same way that I thought of it like 8 years ago when I saw it. It's really been forever. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I am Steph Koza, and I will see you in my next review of The Incredible Hulk. Bye!